And I guess that's it. That's the last of the Clone Wars animation. I mean, Bad Batch kind of ended, but I guess this kind of counts, right? Star Wars Tales of the Empire is a new miniseries on Disney Plus. Same thing like with Tales of the Jedi, explores two different characters on their own separate paths and arcs. 6 episodes compiled into 3 episode arcs, one with Morgan and one with Barriss from the Jedi. Like I said in my previous videos, I like it when the Clone Wars animation style is brought into the Star Wars franchise because I feel like that Clone Wars style is the only way they could try to do stories from different sections of the universe, because we've already seen what happened with Bad Batch and the clones after Order 66. We've seen everything fill in the gaps between episodes 2 and 3, and we've seen little mini side stories that also lead into Rebels, because there are some characters from Rebels and also Ahsoka and future crossover characters that come over to this series, and we get to see the origin stories of those characters. The first half of the story deals with Morgan Elsbeth from Ahsoka series, and also a fact that I didn't even care that much about her character in that show, because I'm like, okay, so you were one of the Night Sisters, and I guess you were imprisoned over Ahsoka, and you were still out there dealing with Thrawn. So I guess this is going to be the origin story that I'm like, okay, we're going to see a bit more of what happened, and it shows her back in the Clone Wars era when the whole Separatists were taking over the planets. You see General Grievous show up and destroy her village and her people, and you see her go on a journey of actually trying to do better, not just for herself, but at least try to improve the lives of their people. But they aren't entrusting in her. It's not up until you see her actually feel development for plans against the Galactic Empire, which at that point she feels like all these people don't care about me. I can just do whatever I want. And that her thing is that she wants to do better because the Separatists did all that damage to her village. And not only that, she wanted to be better, not be afraid. Up until the Empire feel like, oh, we like your ideas, but why do you really want to join? And it tempts her to join the dark side, or should I say, join the Empire in this case, and actually do good for her own well-being. And we actually get to see Thrawn in his prime, which it keeps making me wonder, can they really do redo Rebels in Clone Wars animation? Because his design looked actually good, and I feel like, wow, these Rebel style characters showing up in the Clone Wars animation style makes me wonder if Disney really had the balls, redo the Rebels show in Clone Wars animation, because it will look good. Yes, it's gonna look a bit cartoony and kiddish, but come on. That style is the only style we could actually see with actual Star Wars animation. Second half actually dealt with Barriss, which I had to remember for a second. Who was this character? I'm like, oh yeah, remember it was from the earlier seasons when Ahsoka and her were on missions, and she realized that yeah, Ahsoka's a kid doing this, and she was actually the Padawan of Luminara. And I was like, oh yeah, all this is starting to come back to me. And then I realized, oh wait, you're the one who actually blamed Ahsoka and actually got her kicked out of the Jedi Order, and she got arrested for it. I'm like, damn, that's who she was. Okay, we're gonna see more of her story, and we get to see her a couple moments right after the whole Order 66 scene where we see all the Jedi being wiped out. All the clones are like, what's going on at the Jedi Temple? Just be thankful you're not a Jedi. We get to see her go on her own little arc where she has to decide whether or not to live or join the Empire, because at that point all the Jedi are being wiped out, and all the surviving Jedi, they could either try to convert them to be either Inquisitors or die in this case, because no one is being outgunned here. Everybody's being out for life or death. And I wonder if they're going to be exploring more, because I wonder if this was just a testing ground to see if they could try to do another show, but that's just me. Even though she did all that bad stuff to Ahsoka, it still shows that she's still a good person in general. Because yeah, she might have screwed over Ahsoka, but she still learns of the orders of the Jedi way. Even the Inquisitor from the Rebel series shows up and is like, "Show me how you fight," and he's not even putting any actual effort. He's like, "Deal your anger. Your anger is your weapon," and it shows her actually getting more powerful and actually using slimy tricks against the Force. But I wonder, because I've always thought this about this in Star Wars, but like when you have a lightsaber, at some point, you don't think somebody's just gonna turn that off and turn it on right when they get in a swing on you? Like, I don't know if it makes sense to me, because I wonder if I have a lightsaber, I'm not gonna be swashing it over and over. I'm gonna at least turn that off and then turn it back on right when I'm in front of you. Like, he's an easy stab. I don't know if anybody's done that in Star Wars, but that's kind of a weird little thing with me. I don't know if it's against the rules, because I'm like, I want to be sneaky with my lightsaber fights. Maybe I'm a Sith in general. She even gets to see some of the dark repercussions of the Empire because her master in this case is showing, oh, we're looking for the Jedi and they're not there to help the Jedi. She sees her kill the whole village. She saves a kid, at least lets him go. And when they get up to the Jedi survivor, um, Barris knows the guy, and he's like, "Oh, okay, we can help you. There's a new way we can learn things." And she just kills him in the back, swipes him, and Barris just escapes. The last part of the story deals with a whole new family. Barris is out there taking refuge somewhere far and long beyond. She has it. It's quoted, but she's still in connections with Ahsoka out there. She's like, "Oh, there's a Jedi that can help you," and I know she will do justly. Her old master comes back, and through a series of circumstances, she tells her, "I'll go after them." And she's like, "Once you go in that cave, there's no way getting out." And once she's in that cave, she's being haunted by her voice and the repercussions of her actions because she's like, just let go the Empire. You know, there's no way out, metaphorically and physically, coming back to the light. And for her to get out of that tunnel. And once she feels like she's gone far enough, she kills Barris. And right there ends her story. And after that, I'm like, wow. Hopefully, there's one more episode. And nope, it's done. All I can say is that this show, even though we're getting little mini episodes, and I don't know if they're going to keep doing the Clone Wars animation stuff because Bad Batch is done. And I feel like after that, I don't know if they're going to keep going and going with these tales of the Jedi or Empire. If they're going to do call it by another their name next season or series. But I actually like these styles of animations. Whenever they want to show the origin of the Jedi or something like this, I want to see this also translated into the movies or the shows, like the live action shows, as in, I mean. This is still grade A Star Wars content. I know that it's grown beyond the path of people liking Star Wars anymore because I know some people who do, some people who don't. And there's a lot of fan bases where I'm like, we can't just like a thing. I'm genuinely into Star Wars depending on what it is. If I don't like it, that's cool. I don't like it. But stuff like this is what I feel like is it when they're at their best. When they're taking time, story, develop characters, and at least use them in a way that it's like, wow, you feel something even for the few minutes you see them on screen. Have you watched Tales of the Empire yet? If not, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of the show in general? And if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All my social media is down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. May the 4th be with you.